Hello everyone, this is Josh, aka the Biscuit Eater. I want to thank you for joining me for another long-form Let's Play. Now, I know you probably were expecting to see another episode of The Outer Worlds, but because this game recently came out, I decided I'd take a little bit of a break from that game. Don't worry, it's not over yet. We barely even touched the surface of that one. However, this is a game that I have been anticipating for a very long time, and I could not avoid the temptation to purchase it and play it as soon as it came out the board. Now, I will admit, I broke my own rule. Two of them, in fact. One, I bought a game on the day it came out because of hype, which I promised myself I wouldn't do anymore. But again, this is Paranoia, and I'll get to why that's important in a moment. I also promised myself that I would not buy anything off of the Epic Game Store. I feel horrible that I broke that particular personal promise because I really loathe what Epic is doing, but this particular game hits every single one of my buttons to the point that I could not beat the temptation. So we're going into that with that understanding that I couldn't help myself here. Now, why is that the case? For those who know me in real life, just about all of you know that Paranoia, the tabletop role-playing game, is one of my favorites. It beats out D&D, it beats out Numenera, it beats out the vast majority of games that I own. It's hard to explain why, but there's something about its chaotic darkness that really just hits a lot of those points for me. This is not a game of cooperation. This is not a game of high fantasy. This is dystopia. This is intrigue. This is everybody out for themselves. But when you get a good group of people playing this game, it's also hilariously fun. Paranoia is about backstabbing everybody in the room and having a fun time doing it. Not just you, but everybody else involved. Reason being is you're doing it to entertain each other, not to screw each other over. That is why I love this particular game, and I have been playing it for ages. To prove just how much I love this game, if I do this properly, and this will be a first for me on this particular channel and in this particular editing software, so I hope I'm doing it properly while I'm speaking right now. Otherwise, you guys are all me laughing at me while nothing new is showing up on the screen. But otherwise, if it works, you're going to see a little bit of a flex from me. All the various Paranoia sundry that I own. I own pieces of just about every single version that's out there, which is pretty rare because those who know this particular system would know it's really hard to find any of the older versions for any decent price. The red book, the paperback red book itself, usually will retail for about $75 to $100 on the collector's market right now. The hardback, at least twice that. So that tells you how much I like this game. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a playthrough. Now, I just finished downloading this. I just installed it, and okay, honest truth, I did run a little bit of a bench test with it beforehand, just going through the first like 5 minutes of the game just to make sure that I can play it at a quality that will record well. But otherwise, everything you hear from me here, once we get outside of the initial cloning facility, is going to be pretty much 100% what the heck is going on response. I don't know what to expect. I'm really hoping this is the game that I've hyped myself up for. I really hope that I'm not going to regret breaking my rule, but instead I'm going to have a ton of fun. Now again, I'm not stopping the Outer Worlds. We are going to go back to that. I'm actually hoping to do a little bit back and forth, 2 episodes on one, 2 episodes on another, just to break up a little bit of the channel content and to make sure that I don't get bored of either game, to be perfectly honest. So, with that said and done, let's go ahead and cue that intro.
All I need is me, myself, and I. Sometimes I wish I was somebody else. I was somebody else. I go my own way. Don't care what you say.
Okay, now before we start, we're going to go ahead and make sure our settings are set up properly. I've gone ahead and set up a little bit beforehand, but just want to make sure you see what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to be playing with keyboard. I will not be playing with a controller. I just enjoy keyboard control. See here, make sure, do we have the ability to, and this is one I actually didn't test during the little test I did, so, okay, there is no rotate camera. That's going to be a little frustrating, I think, but we'll still go ahead with it. Gameplay. I am going to have tutorials on, which means things are going to pop up, and I'll make sure to read those out for you. I do have auto pause on combat turned on, so as soon as somebody starts shooting, we will pause. Edge scroll turned on, so if I move my mouse to any corner, it will scroll with. Vibration doesn't really matter because I'm not using a controller. And of course, we are playing in English. Graphics. I got it turned up the best I can with my current setup, which is pretty darn good right now. I am running on a virtual reality setup, so that is why we're getting the nice quality we have here, not playing in windowed, so that shouldn't be a problem. Sound. Just go ahead and turn down the master sound, and I will not rather be playing with the deluxe voice. Figure we should all have the regular voice that most people get. I did pick up the slightly better version. I know, don't hate me for buying the deluxe version, but, well, again, I wanted to support these particular developers for making a game I have been hoping for a long, long time. Anyways, let's go ahead and create a new game. Now, we've got a couple different opportunities here. Not that many potential portraits that we can play as, unfortunately. We could be... Yeah, you know what? I did purchase this one, so we're going to go ahead... No, he's funky looking, but I'm not feeling that. Let's go with this guy here. Now, one of the rules of how names go in Paranoia is you have your primary name, which we are going to be Bisc, B-I-S-C, your current rank, which is going to start out as IR, and then your sector, which is going to be U-I-T. Is always a 3-letter sector. Reason we're going to do that is, of course, Biscuit. There we are. So, yeah, all right. Reason I'm doing that is, of course, rank doesn't matter. Sometimes you can make a funny with the middle, or with the actual rank, but I figure we're going to be going up the ranks pretty quickly. So we're just going to be Biscuit. Anyways, let's go ahead and play and see what happens. Citizen, Paranoia, Happiness, Mandatory uses an autosave feature. We all know about that, so if we see that, we don't stop the game suddenly. Thank you, autosaves. I can't believe we went so long without them back in my gaming day. I remember a time when there was no such thing as saves. Ugh, I can't imagine playing those games anymore. I just can't do it. Alright. It is not lost on me the irony of the fact that this is the second game I've played on this channel that starts me coming
Good day, cycle, citizen. You may be experiencing disorientation or memory loss. This is a normal side effect of the cloning process. Do not panic. Alpha Complex is a secure, safe, and clean environment. Failure to comply with security, safety, and mandatory hygiene regulations is punishable by termination.
You already get the idea of how things work here. Just with this little bit of setting up the tone.
Your security clearance is red. You may not enter zones above red clearance. If you fail to comply with these regulations, you will be securely and safely terminated. Everyone is happy here. Happiness is mandatory.
Drug use.
If you are not happy, you will be adjusted.
Through drugs.
Only traitors are unhappy. I am your friend, the computer. Welcome to Alpha Complex. Welcome to Utopia. To proceed, please confirm. Are you happy, citizen?
Of course I'm happy, friend computer. I am always happy. Okay, to explain what you're seeing here, essentially in the world of Alpha Complex, you are a clone. You are part of a 6-pack of clones, actually, so you have effectively 6 lives. And once all your lives are up, they're gone. Don't know what mechanics they offer to actually improve upon that, or allow you to have additional lives. But yeah, death is something to be expected here, and in fact is the primary means of respec in this particular game based on what I've read here. Alright, we'll go forward with what we got here. Well, good. Looks like you're up and about. Colm MRA. Not sure if I'm reading that quickly. A lot of these names are likely to have some sort of joke, although probably not all. But it's very common to find jokes in the names themselves. Welcome to Alpha Complex Clone Quality Assurance Area. My name is Colm MRA-2, and I'll be your cloning officer today. The -2 means it is their second clone, so they've died at least once. Actually, I'll be that every day, because I'm here every day cycle. Where am I? Who am I? What should I ask? Where am I? That's odd. Is this your first clone, or was your last one brain scrubbed? What's the brain scrub? What's a clone? What's a clone? You're a clone. Thank you, so helpful. And I'll tell you what I tell everyone else. Just smile and nod, and you'll do great. It's a very good rule of living and surviving in Alpha Complex. Now, let's get back to the mobility test. You can use the right mouse button to move, and WASD to move the camera. Continue. Yo to go. Come over to my desk. Now, there are going to be answers which are going to be treasonous. You notice I have a treason level. Your treason level is important because once your treason level hits a certain point, you can be shot on sight, I'm assuming. At least that's the way it works in the base game. So, okay, here goes nothing. We're going to be compliant for now. I'm sure at some point I'll do a playthrough that is completely and utterly treasonable, and I'll get shot and killed many times, but for now, we're going to play it straight. Fantastic. I can't speak. Fantastic. Your legs work. That's a relief. Now, not that that's unusual or anything. I'll just make a note here. So, how many fingers have you got? Excuse me? Never mind. It's just that there's been a few clones coming through lately with extras. Not necessarily extra fingers, mind you, just extras. What does that mean? Oh, you know, extra limbs, the ability to shoot lasers from their armpits, stuff you would usually be thrown into an incinerator for. Okay, again, another bit of back history is in the Alpha Complex, the computer is insane. The computer is faulty, but you would never say that because doing so is treason, because the computer can never be wrong, the computer can never be faulty, thus anything that happens is a result of traitors, as opposed to the result of the computer making a mistake. That would include you being decanted with a mutation. But don't worry about that. We only incinerate the boring ones, even if by doing so we also contradict our previous order to incinerate all clones with mutations. That is also true. You can, in the base game, you can actually register your mutation, i.e. register your treasonous act, thus letting the computer use you as a tool and use your mutation as a tool, as opposed to being incinerated. So any happy clone, any proper clone who happens to become a traitor because of their mutation obviously would confess this to the computer as soon as they find out. Preferably before. Let's continue. It's complicated. That's very true. What if I have a mutation? Well, that depends. Is it awesome? Can you shoot lasers from your armpits? Because if it's something that's like webbed toes, then you're probably going to for a trip to the incinerator. Really, it's for the betterment of everyone. I see. Great. Now, if you go through that door over there, don't worry, it's the only door. You can't miss it. You'll reach the hygiene room. There's a mechanic in there at the moment fixing up one of the booths. Using a booth is a pretty simple process, so I'm sure you'll figure it out. If not, just ask the mechanic. Would you like to see tutorial messages? This can be changed at any time in settings. Yes, we want to see tutorial messages, which means there will be a lot of reading. Now, I am going to primarily skip many of the tutorial messages. I know that some of these pop-up are going to be just gameplay mechanics, but anything that I think is interesting, I will read out if not quickly. So let's go. Alpha Complex, the home of all humanity, and more importantly, friend computer. This is a presumption. Depending on who's game mastering, it could actually be one of many alpha complexes, or it could be the only one. But the presumption is that it is the last bastion of humanity because everything outside is gone, dead. Alpha Complex is a series of hallways, rooms, elevators, escalators, train lines, and factory facilities, all built either underground, under a dome, or both. This is to protect you from the dangers of the outside, home of mutant rocks, feral trees, and other very real dangers not made up to keep better control of the populace. Alpha Complex is, of course, very well maintained by both its citizens and the benevolent Fred computer. Everything is perfect, as it should be. Nobody has ever become trapped in a lift or crushed by a falling clone tank. Everything functions correctly, and there are no shortages at all, especially of critical resources such as food, power, or clones. If you are experiencing a shortage, please be sure to fill out the correct forms. If you are experiencing a shortage related to obtaining the form you need to report a shortage, please obtain Form B-C4-12, reporting a report shortage, and fill out sections 1 through 219. You spend your entire life in the ceiling-limited confines of Alpha Complex, lit by vitamin-enriching fluorescent lights and eating tasty recycled food. Air conditioning and heat are often working as well. Citizens of Alpha Complex are very well looked after. They are provided with beds, benches, and floors on which to sleep, enriching advertisements and public service announcements to be entertained by, and most importantly, purpose. Clearance and sectors. This is important. Society in Alpha Complex is divided by security clearances coded to the light spectrum: infrared, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and ultraviolet. Your security clearance is the second part of your name. For example, Daniel B. Dak 3 has blue security clearance. The lowest clearance is infrared, the helpful and heavily medicated workers denoted by the color black. The highest level clearance is ultraviolet, or the high programmers, who wear the color white. You must always obey higher clearance citizens unless they tell you to do something illegal or traitorous, in which case they should be reported to internal security immediately. Not all high clearance citizens are good at or capable of their jobs. After all, clearance is determined by trust, not ability. Alpha Complex is organized into sectors denoted by 3 random letters, such as IMA sector or DOA sector. The 3 letters at the end of your name come from the sector where your first clone was decanted. Mutants. A mutant is someone whose cloning data has been corrupted, resulting in increased mental, physical, or supernatural abilities compared to other citizens of Alpha Complex. Mutants do not exist, because Friend Computer's cloning process is perfect. All mutants should be reported, but they don't exist, so that will never be necessary. Some people tell rumors of treasonous mutants living amongst the citizens of Alpha Complex. Rumors are treason, especially rumors about mutants or traitors or mutant traitors. Having mutation is treason, so you definitely won't have one or be able to use it in combat. For more information on the kinds of mutations that you won't have, see the Alphapedia article on combat mutations. You see where this is going. A lot of hypocrisy, a lot of doublespeak. Think 1984, think the Cold War Paranoia, which actually that was the base of the storyline back when the game first came out. It was a hardline, comical Cold War Paranoia in a sci-fi setting. We will kind of ignore movement, minimap of waypoints. That's all basic stuff here. Mission log, we have mission log. Mission log is where you can check your active and completed missions. Objectives you have completed will be displayed in green, and currently tracked objectives will be displayed in white. Okay, yeah, basic, simple. Treason bar. This is important. Have you ever wondered how treasonous your actions have been lately? Have you ever shot someone accidentally and thought, maybe I shouldn't have done that? Well, now there's a simple, easy way to track all your treasonous wrongdoings. Introducing the treason bar. That's just up here. The treason bar is located at the top of your Cortex heads-up display. On the left-hand side, it displays a handy percentile known as your treason level. On the right-hand side, a very informative and useful single or dual-word descriptor of your current status with Friend Computer, and likewise the entirety of Alpha Complex. Your status will change depending on your treason level as follows: questionable, deviant, suspicious, highly suspicious, possible traitor, traitor, terminate on sight. It's not advised to allow your treason level to reach 100%. If you do, for some reason, allow this to happen, you will become a confirmed traitor and will be instructed to report to your nearest termination booth for a quick and painless death. Reporting to a termination booth will erase all of your treason level percentage and allow your new clone to return to duty. If you fail to report to a termination booth, you will become hunted. Your fellow officers will turn on you, and other troubleshooters may appear in order to gun you down. Note that it starts at questionable. Even a perfect citizen is questionable. Everyone is suspect. Trust no one. Infractions. Friend Computer monitors everything you do. Because you are being observed so closely, it's easy for Friend Computer to track all of your tiny treasonous deeds and give you infractions accordingly. You'll be alerted every time you get an infraction and deducted a certain amount of credits. There are infractions related to hygiene violations, tax evasion, substandard comprehension, and or unapproved humor. Plus all kinds of things that you might not even notice you're doing. If you notice your treason level getting a bit high, it is recommended that you visit a confession booth, where you can confess your terrible, unnumbered crimes to Friend Computer, and hopefully have them stricken from the record. Alternatively, if you answer incorrectly, more infractions will be added, so be careful about how you respond to the computer's questions. And then hygiene booth, we'll go skip over that, but basically that's how you clean and or heal yourself. And let's go ahead and just clear out these so they're no longer saying that there's something to read there. Movement, blah blah blah. Again, that's not really interesting to you folks who are watching, but let's go ahead. Just want to make sure that everything is out now selected. Documents, those will definitely read here whenever something comes up here in the Wikipedia. Anyways, so nothing over here. Yeah, just a few clones going about. But anyways, so we're supposed to go here. Now, one thing I do know is you never just step into a room. Always check for your clearance level options. Okay, so looking for things they can interact with. Obviously, the things they can interact with are highlightable. Let's talk to the mechanic. Hello, citizen. How can I assist you? Now, why do I have this option if I don't have any stats yet? That's slightly annoying. Anyways, how do I use a hygiene booth? Just step up and onto the platform, there and wait. It'll take a few seconds, but the jets will cleanse you, and you'll be fitted with a jumpsuit. If you've been hurt, you should go and find a hygiene booth. It'll heal any damage you've taken. The number that appears above your head will tell you how much cleansing spray the booth has left before it runs out. Once you're finished, move on to the next room. You'll be fitted with your Cortec implant and assigned your skills. Thanks! Let's go ahead and get clean. And get our first suit. Ah, the magic of sprays. Come with clothing now. Woo! Go talk to him again. Okay. Okay, so he doesn't say anything now. Citizen, welcome to the Cortec room. This device will install your Cortec, a device that allows you to connect to Alpha Complex's network and also gives you a useful heads-up display. When you are ready, please interact with the Cortec installation suite. And then what? Then you will be able to assign your skill points. These allow you to increase your ability in certain areas, like combat or persuasion. Each time you are recloned, you'll be able to reassign your skill points in any way you choose. There are 3 attributes, which each have 3 corresponding skills. 3 attributes are brains, mechanical, and violence. Under your Alpha Book profile picture, you can navigate to each attribute and assign points as you please. You must allocate all available skill points before exiting the skill point allocation menu. Now, take a seat whenever you're ready. You can ask me any further questions when you're done. Okay. Cortec interface. All citizens are freely given a mandatory brain implant called the cerebral Cortec. This rests comfortably in the front of your skull and allows Friend Computer to reach you wherever you are. The Cortec also allows you to see a handy augmented reality heads-up display that cannot, under any circumstances, be turned off. This allows you to see your current treason level, observe the mini-map and current objective, access your gear and weapons, and even check Alpha Book so you can peer into the lives of all your pretend friends. It also allows you to see yourself and your team in a useful isometric point of view, so you can spot treason and targets more easily. Your Cortec is connected to the cloud, so a Friend Computer can always observe what you are seeing, doing, hearing, tasting, or smelling. Don't worry, the computer cannot read your mind. It can, however, read all of your biometric signals. If you enter a dead zone, you may lose some functionality and should immediately return to civilization before you miss a critical security update. Not that you would need to worry about that, because Cortec is totally, completely, and utterly hack-proof. Okay, I cannot click Friend Computer. I was kind of hoping. Troubleshooter team display. This is more just informational, but yeah, if team leader dies, you get the option to restart the mission from beginning or clone, which will allow you to return to your mission unhindered by bureaucracy. Troubleshooter issued with a limited number of clones. For more information on clones and cloning, see the Alphapedia. Okay. Please be aware that cloning your team leader will not clone. Okay. Okay, so if any of your team members die, then their clones will not be returned until the next mission. Okay. Cloning. Alpha Complex is kept functioning by the creation and recreation of clones. This process is far more efficient than the old, messy, deprecated way of making replacement people. You know what I mean. Not safe for kids. Everyone living in Alpha Complex is a clone, including you. You have a clone number as part of your name, which shows how many times you have been cloned so far. Every citizen in Alpha Complex has 6 clones allocated to them. In special circumstances, you may have more than 6 clones available to you. The cloning process. All citizens who are recloned must pass through the clone quality assurance area. This ensures your clone is functioning correctly and is able to perform basic tasks such as using a hygiene booth, following simple instructions, picking up items off the floor, and tossing those items carelessly around the room. Clone QA is a subsection of research and development, R&D, who are often more concerned about results than anything else. From time to time, they may instruct you to perform a task which seems illegal or treasonous. Be comforted in the knowledge that this is all in the pursuit of science quality and quality science. Science skill points, blah blah blah. Okay. Alpha book. Nothing really. We could kind of go over those visually. Not really needed to go through it this way. So, all right. Which one should we should sit in this one? Why not? Book. Ow. That couldn't have been nice. All right. So, what we're going to do here. So we have a couple options here. Bureaucracy is aptitude in navigating the twisted... Okay, brains. Mental competence and intellectual skills. Bureaucracy is aptitude in navigating the twisted administrative hierarchy of Alpha Complex procedure. Reflects knowledge of Alpha Complex's many, many rules and regulations. Psychology, the ability to read people's motivations and potentially treasonous thoughts. Mechanical, technical know-how and mechanical skills. Program, training in programming and hacking, manipulating software. Engineer, training in mechanical repair and disrepair, manipulating hardware. Craft, your ability to invent and tinker, creating all manner of objects from useless scrap. Then violence, physical aptitude and combat skills. Melee, your ability to bash, bonk, smash, kick, bite, and gouge anything in your way. Guns reflects aim and aptitude with any and all ranged weaponry. Athletics reflects physical constitution and fitness or lack thereof. Now this works a little bit different than the base game. Looks like you gain points as you go up in level. In the tabletop game, the skills go up to level 5, and you usually have a gamut of skills from positive 5 to negative 5 across the board, and it's spread out, and there's a whole way to do it in the new version of the game here. Pardon me. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, just to get started, I think I'm going to go with an extra psychology point in program, because I tend to go for the hacking and stealth way of things, and then guns. We can pump up others later on. Confirm skills attribution, yes. Okay, so that should be available here. Notice we've got my inventory, Alpha Book, Mission Log, and Alphapedia. Alpha Book is where we were just in. We do have a bio. Original bio not available at your security clearance. Auto-generated approved bio follows. Please update your memories to conform to approved biography immediately. Citizen was assigned as an undercover agent by our all-wise, all-knowing leader, the computer, to investigate a corrupt Bitcoin production ring in infrared barracks. We'll note social commentary and memes and pop culture references that may go a ways back, and enough that I will miss many, but they're going to be a major part of this. Citizen was assigned as an undercover agent by our all-wise, all-knowing leader, the computer, to investigate a corrupt Bitcoin production ring in infrared barracks. The traitor supervisor had enslaved the infrared citizen and betrayed the computer, but no treason goes unpunished in Alpha Complex. Alpha Complex is perfect. Accordingly, the heroic undercover agent Citizen identified and accused the traitor supervisor. The supervisor was terminated, and his replacement clone now... Come on, scroll. Okay, this doesn't want to manually scroll. Not sure why that is. It was terminated, and his replacement clone now oversees the barracks in accordance with regulations. As a reward for his historic actions, Citizen was promoted to Red Clearance and assigned to the most heroic of all duties, troubleshooting. All hail Citizen. But the real hero here is our friend, the computer. Thank the computer that everything worked out for the best here in Alpha Complex. Alpha Complex really is perfect. The computer says so. And then we got some friends over here. Let's see. We've got Betty R. Clean. I love working with my fellow citizens to keep things shiny and neat. Tidy while you work, and everything's twice as fun, because tidying is fun. My previous assignment was as a cafeteria monitor, and that's just like being a troubleshooter. You wipe up spills, make sure no one cuts in line, and restock the vending machines of the heart with fresh loyalty and efficiency instead of hot, fun, and bouncy bubble beverage. Ryan R. Mavey. MVY. Okay, happiness officer. I'm the happiness officer, and that means I keep everyone happy. I mean, happiness is mandatory, so everyone's happy anyway, so I just make it easier, like less stress. But stress is like anti-happiness, so I don't know. Maybe I do keep people happy, but happiness is mandatory, and this is stressing me out, so I'm going to go take a pill and stop typing now. Like I mentioned, drug use is prolific in this game as part of the commentary, but be aware that prolific drug use is a part of this game. Gilliam R. CRM. Combat Officer. Currently playing World of Troubleshooters, Nmap Shadow Mark IV, and Kills 142, favorite weapon Cone Rifle. Brendan R. Byrne. Loyalty Officer. I am assigned to Internal Security. Further information may be available on request. However, a no response to a request should not be taken as equivalent of either a negative response or the implication that said further information is available at a higher security clearance. That is definitely InSec. And then Alice R. Mop, Tech Guy. I'm happy to be assigned as Technical Support Officer to this troubleshooting team. I'm enthusiastic about operating and maintaining my assigned equipment and assisting my teammates with the same. I especially look forward to testing experimental equipment from R&D and rating it very highly. Before this assignment, I was a Technical Support Officer in Technical Services. I volunteered for troubleshooting duty because I hate terrorist mutant traders exactly as much as I love my duties in technical operations and maintenance. I love the computer. You guys are getting the kind of feel for the general mindset of this game. Okay, we'll talk to him again. Is there anything? Okay. So we went over what core tech is. Oh, system rollout skills. Really? Wow, nobody's ever asked me that before. Tell you what, I'll just open Alphapedia to the appropriate page for you. That's basically what we went over here. Nothing real new there. Okay. What is a Cortec exactly? A Cortec is a cerebral implant placed in front of your skull. It lets you connect to the Alpha Complex network and gives you access to a useful heads-up display. You can read more in Alphapedia. How do I access Alphapedia? You can use P to open it or navigate to the radio menu and open it from there. Excuse me. My apologies for that. Alright, so continue. And no thanks. Because we can do it ourselves. But we've already pretty much covered all that, so let's go ahead and close these down. No documents yet still. Alright, and so now we're done here. And now we're in Q&A. Ahem. Welcome to Clone Quality Assurance. Alpha Complex cloning procedure and cleanliness is our top priority. Remember, happiness is mandatory, and so is hygiene. Especially hygiene. Stephen O. Ock. Stephen Hawking. Sorry, they make me say that. Now, pick the waste material up off the floor. If you cannot perform this task, please inform us so that we may schedule a termination and begin the process again. You can interact with objects by using the left mouse button. So, we've got Pocket Cold Fun, Burned Out Laser Barrel. So, loot all. There's your looting mechanic. Excellent work, Citizen. Your motor skills appear to be functioning perfectly, and the floor is spick and span. I would call this a good start to a Q&A test, wouldn't you? I don't know. This is my first time. Are you sure about that? Now, I'm guessing you haven't had anything to eat since sliding out of that clone tube. Please consume the cold fun you just picked up off the floor. You can open your inventory using I. In your inventory, selecting the item and pressing the right mouse button allows you to view the available options for this item. Open your inventory with I and use right mouse button to use the cold fun. It took me right there, so I didn't have to actually... Oh, this is inventory. Talking about inventory. Splitting items. We can split it using control. Okay. Scrub bots. Scrub bots should not be... Okay. Tasked with assisting in the cleanup of Alpha Complex, these tiny bots zoom around cleaning up anything in their path. Like tiny annoying robot hygiene officers, they seem to appear without notice wherever a mess is made or items are carelessly left on the floor. They can clear an area in a matter of seconds, so always be sure to keep an eye on any items dropped by you, your team, or enemies. Scrub bots should not be used for target practice. Not only do they lack weapons with which to defend themselves, but killing a scrub bot will give you an infraction. You should also never feed scrub bots live grenades. You probably know why. So that's basically one of the things here is you gotta loot fast. If you kill someone, you want to go loot them quickly, or the scrub bots will probably actually clean up the corpse before you have time to. Interesting. We'll have to see how it works. I never got to combat when I was running my test here. So... Oh, that's right. I need to open my pocket and use the cold fun. Good stuff, right? Cold fun increases your brain's attribute by 1 for 5 minutes. Did you feel smarter? Not really. Great. Now time for another dexterity test. Be a good sport and throw that burned out laser barrel you just picked up to that spot marked on the other side of the room. Don't worry about getting an infraction for littering. A scrub bot will come out to clean it up. These little rascals are always eating up stuff off the floor, just like you. You can throw items the same way that you use them, by selecting them in your inventory and pressing right mouse button. And we already looked that stuff up, so yay. So, inventory. Row. Wants me to throw it? There. I thought I told him to throw. Oh, because I was trying to throw too far. Well, I didn't get an infraction, so there's that. Oh, signal lost because it can't see me. Good job. You've got at least one good arm. Lucky you. Now, this isn't officially part of the test, but... I'm sorry to tell you that we've detected that you have a mutation. Congratulations, or commiserations. Both are applicable. Let's see what you got, eh? Please use your mutation to clear a path through those tables right there in front of you. Some mutations target an area, and others target a specific person or object. You use your mutation ability, select it in the hotbar, then select your target and press left mouse click. Once you are through, assuming that your mutation is awesome enough to clear a path through our carefully placed obstacles, please report to your team leader in the canteen. I've preemptively marked you down as having full control of your limbs. Friend computer will be pleased. Have a good day, Cycle. And this goes into mutations, I'm assuming. Talking about inventory, we don't need to go into that, so. Alright, so we've got... Nice. Okay, we're going to pause here for just a moment, so, folks. I'm sorry, but I will be right back. Just need to take a quick real-life break. Alright, thank you very much for your patience there. So, we are back, and now we're going to continue to talk to these folks here. Come on. Oh, talk. Hello there, fellow clone. What? Ah, that's a little inside joke. Okay, so... we know all about this stuff, so... Okay, because all the... I've done up to about this part, and these guys just give... those questions just open up the next question, or the Alphapedia article. So, what were we called? Barry IKEA. Barry IKEA. Oh, dear. Okay, and then we've got... Phil YOCN, okay. Philution? Oh no. So many LOLs, that was awesome. You were like, pew pew bang. You sure showed those tables. I'm so glad we built this test room. Hey, you want to see something cool? Sure. I wrote a document, check it out. Combat mutation. Mutations are illegal in Alpha Complex since certain computer perfected the cloning process. If you for some reason find yourself in possession of a mutation, you can find it in the second slot of your ability hotbar and use it by clicking on the icon. Each mutation has a long cooldown when used, so be sure to use them at the right time for maximum impact. That is, if you had one, which you don't, because you are a loyal Alpha Complex citizen and not a treasonous traitor. There are several documented mutations that have definitely 100% been eradicated from Alpha Complex and no longer exist anywhere ever. Pyrokinesis allows you to set things on fire, but not in the usual way. By focusing hard on a person or object, you can set it on fire with your mind. That might sound awesome, but the computer has decided it's definitely not awesome, and has therefore been made illegal. Telekinesis sounds a bit like pyrokinesis, and that's because it also lets you do stuff with your mind, but different stuff. Telekinesis lets you move objects, usually at high speed, with little to no control over the trajectory. It will probably destroy anything you attempt to move, so be careful and don't try to move your fellow officers around the same way. Shockwave is a mutation that emits an electric area effect attack around the team leader. Not only does this look nice, but sometimes it smells nice too, as things or people caught within the area are stunned and fried to a crisp. Smells like hot fun. Regeneration lets you heal yourself and your allies over time, handy in a firefight, or if you all simultaneously slip and fall over. You can target this mutation at an area and it will affect all friendly units aside. Reflection encases you in a protective bubble for a limited amount of time, making you immune to damage and harsh criticisms. Don't worry, you can still move, fire weapons, and spout nonsense. Okay, we've got combat. That's just the only cool thing, and we'll probably get into that more once we get in our first active combat, but there's an active pause, which allows us to halt the flow of time indefinitely, allowing us to strategize and such. Okay, so, alright. Oh, we have our first. I've had a little bit of a block there. A hot fun vending machine. And it's our clearance level, so we can actually take a look at it. Now, we don't have any money yet. We're going to have to wait to get our first allocation of money. But we've got some stuff here we can purchase. This is all standard stuff. Happy Pills, which is apparently heals you. Sendal Fun, which also heals you. Powered apparently stuns you while you're healing. Great. Algae Chips, which reduces damage. Bouncy Bubble Beverage Original, heals 15% of your HP. It's mandatory. Pocket Cold Fun, we've already discovered that. Pyroxidine, which increases accuracy by 25%. Crunchy Algae Chips, which reduces damage taken. Pocket Hot Fun, which increases mechanical aptitude instead of brain. Bouncy Bubble Classic, heals 30%. Just as good as regular flavor. Ammo. Always important. That's the thing, is you have to have the proper ammo cartridge or barrel for your weapon. Obviously, again, we don't have any money right now, so we can't use it. But let's go ahead and continue on with what we're doing. So that is our goal here. Interesting. Let's see what we have around here. Can we talk to him? He said my team leader would be in the canteen. Now, your character knows where it is because one of the things that they do is when you get that implant, it also downloads, or even when you're cloned, you have certain information immediately downloaded into your brain. So there's certain things that every citizen should just know. Problem is, it doesn't always work properly. So connected. We are connected. Friend computer can oversee us now. So let's see if anything has happened on the Alpha book. Nothing on our newsfeed. Okay. What do we got over here? Again, don't just enter a room. Make sure to double check it. Secret Society, report them. Okay, so this is a barracks of some sort. As is this. There's no justice, just us. Happiness is mandatory. Have you taken yours today? Happiness pills make you radiantly happy. Fun. Remember your pills. Let's take a look around the rest of the area here. Oh wow, that's messy, guys. Can't seem to talk to anybody though. Ooh, what are you? We'll check that out in a moment. I missed that. So apparently, I'm assuming that's probably their Alpha book post. So, what are you? Oh, okay, it's Crafter and a Demolisher. Well, that'd be interesting to see later on. I'm sure we'll find use for that. Okay, we've got a general corridor, but I have not been invited down that area yet, so we won't go down there quite yet. You have to be careful where you... Interesting. So this is a stash. Sure we'll learn about that later. I can't sleep right now. I have trouble to shoot. Oh, we found our bed. Okay. It looks like this is primarily a barracks area with some additional... Again, haven't been invited down there, so won't go down that corridor just yet. Yeah, okay. So I think it's pretty clear this is all just barracks. Alright, I'll come back to Tila. Tila being a famous vid star. See, notice the color here. This is a yellow clearance area, so if I were to go over in there, it actually would increase by a treason level. And looks like these folks are yellow class citizens. Sorry, are you the wait, I have it written down here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Are you the loyal friend who has certain hard-to-find items that are also perfectly legal to trade? Fall armor 6. Oh, he's on his last clone, buddy. Shh, not so fast there, buddy. You got a password to this totally legit business I have here? Escobar. PBL. Pablo Escobar. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, so sorry, I forgot about that. Let me see. The scrubbot cleans at midnight, but the early trader gets the laser shot. Meh, close enough. Step into my office, kind sir. ... Well, I guess I found the team leader. So let's go ahead and follow this team leader. Are we going to catch him in a treasonous action? And a nuclear hand grenade. I'll take 2 if you have them. Note, signal lost again. Whoa, right now, you and me barely got a business relationship going on here. I could get you a bootleg Vindicode for a green laser barrel, sure, but nuclear nades? Forget about it. Forget about it. Now scram before I remember what other weapons I have on or about my person. Got it? Okay. Well, I say, that's the last time I ever approached him for some illicit... Wait, what are you doing here? Hello, you're the team leader, right? Sorry, what? Did you hear someone say the word illicit? Because I certainly did not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to, there's a vitally important mission debriefing. Sorry, I'll just slip past you here. Wait, Clone QA told me to report to you. Oh, right, well done. Flying colors and all that, I imagine. Now I mustn't be late for a debriefing. Cheers! What should I do next? You're the team leader, right? Shouldn't you lead me? Oh, go screw... Aha, fine. Take this. When you return to your bunk, you'll find a nice little inconspicuous box. We call that the secret stash. At the end of a mission, they take your inventory, but they can't take what they don't know you have, eh? Put this World of Troubleshooters figure in there for me, would you? There's a good clone. Now, I really have to get going. I shouldn't leave Frank Computer waiting. Don't want to be terminated. Bye! I guess I should head to my bunk. Maybe I'll take a look around first. The infrared market dealer is a shady character who hangs out in cafeterias distributing illegal or stolen goods via hacked Vindicodes. You should not approach this individual under any circumstances. You should not purchase items from this individual under any circumstances. You should not allow this individual to invite you to brunch under any circumstances. Wow. I guess Friend Computer is anti-brunch. Connected. Interesting, so that is contextual. I'll have to remember that. Can we talk to you? We can talk to you. Yeah, I have nothing left to trade now. Come back later. I might have some stuff for you. Again, I can't buy anything right now because I don't have the cash. So let's go ahead and do as he said. He said go back to our little dormitory. Well, I followed the instructions. It's out of my hands now. I guess I should go to bed. At least that's what my mission objective says. Alright, let's go to bed. What a day cycle. Hey, wake up, sleepyhead. I was sent to come get you. We're due in the briefing room in 5 minutes. Say, fancy a happiness pill? This is Ryan RMVY. So one of our team members. Congrats on the promotion, by the way. Apparently you got full marks in the clone quality assurance test. Who would have guessed? I have no idea what you're talking about. You're our new team leader. What? Yeah, the media officer ain't around no more. Poor dude. Or more like very bad dude. What happened? Friend computer fried him. It was pretty gross. I think I might still have some of them on me. I should really visit a hygiene booth. Anyway, are you ready? Let's go. Briefing and debriefing. This is actually an important part of the game, so we will actually read this. Before and after each new and exciting mission, you'll have a face-to-giant eye interaction with Friend Computer. Here you'll be briefed on your upcoming mission and subsequently debriefed upon returning. Briefings and debriefings are held in the aptly named Briefing Room, which is home to a huge computer screen that displays Friend Computer's ever-loving and never intimidating or anxiety-inducing eye. Yeah, as you can see there. All missions begin with a briefing. It's here that Friend Computer will explain what your mission is and what you need to do in order to complete it. It is mandatory to complete all mission objectives given by Friend Computer. You will be able to choose 3 team members to accompany you on your mission. Each team member has a different pre-approved personality alongside their own skills and abilities. After the team selection, Friend Computer will instruct you to drop by the Research and Development Lab to pick up the equipment needed for your secondary objective. You should visit a vending machine on your way to exchange your Vendicodes and equip the gear for your mission. For more information on Vendicodes, see the Alphapedia article for Vendicodes. After obtaining all the necessary items and not asking too many questions, you will be pointed towards your objective and off you go. Team selection. You'll be asked to pick 3 of your team officers to accompany you on your mission. Each officer has their own unique skills and abilities. You should think carefully what kind of mission you're about to do and choose wisely. Or just wing it. Either way, you will never be punished for choosing incorrectly, because the computer has allowed you to make the small decision all by yourself. If you select an officer, you can see their skills and abilities before you confirm them for your team. Debriefing. After you successfully completed your mission objectives, you'll be sent back to the briefing room for debriefing. Here you'll discuss the results of your mission with Friend Computer and be penalized with infractions accordingly. The officers that accompany you will also give their own reports, so you better be on your best behavior, or else you might end up being incinerated, or worse. If you survive the debriefing, you will once again return to Research and Development to return your equipment, including all your weapons and armor, and pretty much anything else you have on you at the time, like cans of bouncy bubble beverage, pocket lint, or scrap. At this point, your mission is officially and unofficially complete, and you should head to bed to await the next day cycle. Pardon me. Officer reports. During the debriefing, each officer that you took with you on your mission will give... my apologies, folks. Will give a report to Friend Computer. You have nothing to fear unless you committed a treason, in which case you have a great deal of things to fear. In some cases, officers on your team will have committed treasonous offenses, and you will have the opportunity to report them too. Nothing helps morale and keeps people in line quite like seeing a beloved friend blasted by lasers in front of your very eyes. Termination. Aside from the usual ways of being terminated, you can also be terminated during a briefing or debriefing. Warning: never taunt the computer. Warning: friend computer may decide to terminate you at any time without warning. Caution: the computer is equipped with high-powered lasers that emit tiny radiation particles which should not be touched, inhaled, or excuse me, or viewed in any way. Confession of crimes may result. My apologies, folks. I'm having a little bit of a trouble at the moment. Probably gonna take a brief break after reading this here. Failure to confess crimes may result in termination. Remember to always keep anxiety under control when interacting with the computer. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a brief break to take care of whatever's going on here. I'll be right back. Alright, everyone, thank you very much. I'm sorry for that slight delay once again. Hopefully we've taken care of whatever that respiratory thing was. I had a fan going on in the background. I think may have been setting off a little bit of dust, so I'm going to head and turn that off in the interim, so we'll be able to get through the rest of this episode without another issue. But anyways, we were doing what we were doing. I noticed while I was reading that a little thing popped up in the Alpha Book logo. Oh, yes, we have post. Eliman 6, classified. Okay, so we don't know what she was doing. Citizens, if you've noticed any strange defects with your clones, such as phasing through walls, reading minds, time travel, or any other ailments, please report to Cloning Quality Assurance for evaluation and incineration. No mutants, defective clones. Friend computer. The previous comment contained a restricted concept. You are to forget what you just read, if you read it. If you did not read it, you are not permitted to scroll down any further. Loyalty. Transparent society. Gotta love this stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I just love about the game when done properly. There's just such silliness. It takes a dedicated group, and it takes a really, really savvy game master friend computer to do it, but when it's done right, it's just lovely. Alright, so we were headed towards briefing, which seems to be over here. That would lead me to believe I need to go up in here. And I need to watch out. Oh, nope. Okay, there we are. So it's down here. So note that yellow area, gotta be careful. Can't go into the yellow area because I am not a yellow clone.
Greetings, troubleshooters. Are you ready for your first exciting and heroic mission?
That would give me trader points. So, of course, friend computer.
You have been identified as a citizen with high leadership potential. As a result, you have been assigned to lead a team of troubleshooters and placed on all appropriate watch lists in Alpha Complex.
Again, don't ask questions you don't need to know the answer to. Thank you, friend computer.
An assignment has been compiled for you. Out of all troubleshooter teams in Alpha Complex, you have been deemed most capable of fulfilling this mission.
Again, don't question the computer. What do we need to do?
A maintenance team has gone missing in the sector's lower levels. They were carrying out testing for R&D's latest and important project. Your mission is to locate and terminate any traitors responsible for interfering with approved R&D testing. You are required to attend a briefing with technicians in R&D before commencing this vital important assignment.
Now, this is where it gets tricky, because too much bootlicking will also get you in trouble, because the computer does not like brown nosers. So we can ask where to find it, but we should already know that information. Asking that information may be cause for trouble, so I'm ready to go.
Officers must follow your orders so long as they do not classified. Both you and your officers will submit to questioning upon return in order to reveal any treasonous activities while taking part in the mission. Remember, citizen, success is mandatory. Failure is treason. Happiness is also mandatory. Team leader, you may now nominate 3 officers to join you on your mission.
But there are only 3 officers here.
That is correct. Please pick 3 officers from the 3 officers available.
Okay. I choose. We got our hygiene officer. Enforces uniform standards, classified, quarantine protocols, and reports any lapse in personal hygiene. Ability: Fluoroantimonic spray. Everyone knows you can get out stubborn stains with acid, but did you know it can do damage over time to pesky traders? Happiness officer. Drug administrator, songwriter, and comedian. Ensures the whole team has a smile on their face. Ability, Smoke Shield. Exhale a powerful cloud of smoke that helps protect your target for 30 seconds, preventing 50% of any damage taken. Nice. We've got tech guy. Maintains troubleshooter equipment and monitors for treason and sabotage. Ability, Machine Affinity. Script injection means a nearby bot fight your enemies for 10 seconds, not you. And if no enemies alive, they target themselves. Stupid bots. Note they've got the skills down below as well. We got Program at 3, Engineer at 2, Procedure and Bureaucracy at 1, Psychology, Craft, and Athletics at 2, Program at 1, and then Craft at 3, Guns at 2, Procedure, and Program. Okay, so we'll choose you, and you, because I have no other choices.
You have been assigned a vending code for your mission. Redeem this at your nearest vending machine. Troubleshooter team assembled. Commencing mission. Report to R&D for a fun and mandatory testing assignment. Remember, trust no one. Report everything. But most importantly, remain happy. Happiness is mandatory.
Right. R&D missions. Oh, vending machines. They're scattered all over Alpha Complex and are the main method of distributing food, beverages, and copious amounts of behavior-enhancing pills to the population. Great. R&D missions. After the briefing, you'll be instructed to go to the Research and Development Lab. It is here where you will receive your secondary objective and any R&D equipment assigned to you. This equipment is often cobbled together from whatever the scientists found lying around. You can never be sure that it works exactly as expected. Ain't that the truth? No documents yet. Okay, so now we go to find ourselves a vending machine. And we saw one over here, so let's go ahead and do that. There's our there's our stash there, but okay, and here's the vending machine. Wonderful. Wonderful. So we've got personal equipment 1, trade Vindicode 4, armor, red clearance, weapon, laser rifle, 2, troubleshooter bandage, 3, ammo, 2, weapon, explosive grenades. Woohoo, grenades! And this one, use Vindicode. Plasma generator. What is that? Okay, note that we've got about 100 coin here, so again, I apologize to anyone this triggers or causes issue or concern with, but there will be drug use in this game. Okay, and just because it's mandatory, we'll boost brains. So, let's see here. Accuracy can be useful. Ah, yes. Cannot forget ammo. Okay. I've spent way too much money already, but that's okay. So let's check our inventory. We have... So we're currently armed with those two, but I'm going to go ahead and swap that out. No? Can I look at it? Get details on it. No. How do I look at it? Where'd my gun go? I didn't want to drop my gun. So why is it dropping it on the floor? like this. That is frustrating. It's a weapon, but if I... Oh, okay. So that's important to note, that items have a actual footprint. Interesting. So if I want to, can I put you in the hotbar? No, I cannot put a two. So I cannot put a two-piece item in the hotbar. Good to know. Good to know. And we can put you and you in the backpack. A little bit better. So that's why it was dropping it on the ground. Okay, I feel a little bit better now. So now we need to go, looks like here. No, nope, it's not there. It's over here. I'm a little slow on the uptake. Let's take a look around what we see here. So there, what are you guys doing? Lots of random testing. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to this gentleman. A new test subject. How wonderful. Arjun BXL. Don't know what that's referencing, but that's okay. I'm a troubleshooter, not a test subject. Now, you're not here to test my you're not here to test my revolutionary new hair splitter. Ooh, can I? We're here about no. Let's stick to the plan. We're here about experimental scrubbot 01, serial number SB502221A. Ah, yes, the new prototype scrubbot. You see, we sent it down to the basement level to evaluate its hygiene systems after reports of a large-scale bouncy bubble beverage spillage were filed with the hygiene department. It appears to have gone missing in the middle of field testing, and we need you to find it to bring it back to us. That sounds like an easy assignment. That's exactly what the original cleanup team said. Original team? Yes, we're not sure what happened, but the crew never returned and the payload is still down there. Why don't you send another cleanup team down? Why do you need troubleshooters? If I had answers to your questions, there would be no need for an experiment, would there? Don't answer that. I don't want to hurt you by asking you to think, at least not now. I need you to bring our little scrubbot back in one piece. Be careful, though. It has a state-of-the-art fear emulator installed. What's a fear emulator? Oh, it's a module that perfectly replicates the experience of crushing existential terror in a bot or home appliance. We made it by sampling the amygdala of troubleshooter volunteers who underwent situations of extreme stress. Be happy you weren't around for those assignments. Why would you do that? Why not? Sorry. That's an old R&D joke that we tell around here. Anyway, we figured that if the payload had a genuine fear of dirt, it would be more efficient. Studies have shown that threats are a better motivator than rewards or instructions. And if you don't agree, you'll be terminated for questioning a superior officer. That's another R&D joke. Right, off you go. Escort a little lost payload back home. Could the fear emulator have caused some problem? Maybe it's hiding because it's scared, and that's why it didn't come back. Can't you communicate with it? Well, that's why we field test these things, so we can calibrate fear of failure against fear of punishment for disobedience. And we can't reach it, or the original team, because the basement has a reactor. The shielding prevents the cloud system from working down there. Now, off you go. And remember, not a scratch, troubleshooter. Will you let me talk to him still? I don't have anything more to add, troubleshooters. Good luck. Alright, and you know what? That brings us to just about an hour. So we're going to go ahead and close off the episode here. So, as always, want to thank you for coming along on this ride with me and for joining me on yet another playthrough. If you like what you see, we do ask that you help us feed the algorithm so we can get you more of this content. To do that, make sure that you like or dislike. I won't judge either. Let us know what you think. Comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And especially if you want to see more content, be sure to ring the bell for notifications as soon as new content comes out. As always, I want to thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I hope you enjoy this as much as I'm enjoying playing this game already. But until we see each other again, game on, lovelies.